In the very heart of Queens, one of New York's most picturesque and peaceful boroughs, lived a girl named Lily. Her world was woven from quiet streets framed by neat houses with well-kept green yards, an oasis of calm and safety in the ever-bustling metropolis. But at night, this silence became different. It would thicken, becoming almost palpable, and Lily sometimes felt that something else was hiding in this dense, ringing emptiness. Lily was not just a resident of this neighborhood. She was a creator. Her YouTube channel, Little Legends of Lily, was dedicated to collectible toys, and thousands of subscribers around the world adored her reviews. She possessed a rare gift. In her hands, any vinyl figurine came to life. Lily spoke with such passion and love about every detail, every curve and shade of paint, that it seemed to viewers as if each toy truly had its own unique soul. Her apartment was her studio and her sanctuary. Dozens of shelves were lined with figurines, smiling, frowning, funny, mystical. Each was a part of her collection, her little family. One Tuesday, the online collector community exploded with news. Pop Mart had released a new, mysterious series of Labubu figurines. Forums and chats were buzzing with discussion. Everyone was trying to guess which characters were hidden inside the coveted bind boxes. For Lily, this was a sign. The content was coming to her. She drove to a store downtown. The bright lights, the rows of colorful boxes, the excited voices of other collectors. This was her element. With a smile, she grabbed a basket and began to walk along the aisles. She would pick up a box, shake it, listen to the weight and sound, trying to guess the contents. It was her little ritual. But among the dozens of identical boxes, her gaze fell upon one in particular. It stood slightly apart, as if pushed aside by someone. There wasn't a speck of dust on it, but it seemed old. Lily reached out and took it. At that moment, a strange, icy chill ran down her fingers. Her heart inexplicably skipped a beat. Lily's internal voice. "What's this nonsense? Just a regular box. It must be from the air conditioner." She shook it. Something inside rolled with a muffled thud, completely different from the others. She decided this was a sign. This was the one. Returning home to her cozy studio, she set up her camera, adjusted the lights, and started recording. Lily, in a cheerful and lively voice to the camera, "Hello, my dear collectors! It's Lily with your favorite legend. And today we have something very special, the new Labubu series that everyone has been waiting for. I only have one box in my hands, but my intuition tells me that a real surprise awaits us inside. So let's take a look." With a tremor of excitement, she opened the packaging and took out the figurine. And the smile on her face froze for a moment. The Labubu looked different. Its face was strangely elongated, and its lips were curved into a creepy, unnatural half-smile. But the worst part were the eyes. They were too deep, black, like two tiny abysses that absorbed all light. There was none of the usual glossy sheen, but only a matte, empty blackness. It was as if this toy hadn't been made in a factory, but found somewhere in a dark, forgotten place. Lily's internal voice. "How strange. It must be a secret figure, a rare one. Just what I need for a cool review." Gathering her thoughts, she smiled at the camera again. "Whoa! Now this is truly unexpected. Look at this design, guys. Very gothic, isn't it? The expression, so pensive. I think this might be one of the most unusual figurines in my collection." She filmed the video, enthusiastically showing off the details, making jokes, but she couldn't shake a heavy feeling. Every time the camera lens focused on the doll's face in macro mode, Lily felt as though its features were subtly changing. The corner of its mouth seemed to curve up just a little bit more, and in its empty eyes, for a split second, she imagined a sinister glint. Lily's internal voice, "Okay, Lily, get a grip. You're just tired. It's all a play of light and shadows. You've been staring into the lens for too long." After finishing the shoot, she edited the video and uploaded it to her channel. The comments started pouring in almost immediately. "So creepy. I love it. So atmospheric. Never seen one like that." Lily placed the strange Labubu in the most prominent spot on her shelf, in the center of her collection, and, exhausted, went to bed. Sleep wouldn't come. The silence in the apartment pressed on her ears so thick that Lily could hear every beat of her own heart and her own ragged breath. And then, in that dead silence, she heard a sound, a barely audible scratching, as if something small had dragged tiny claws across the polished wood of the shelf. Lily's internal voice, "A mouse? No, how could there be mice here? The neighbors?" She froze, listening. The sound repeated, closer this time, as if something small had jumped from the shelf to the floor. Her heart plummeted somewhere deep inside. Overcoming her fear, she slowly, with great effort, opened her eyes and looked toward the living room where the sound was coming from. And what she saw made her blood run cold. On the shelf, among the dozens of friendly vinyl faces, two tiny dim lights stood out. They glowed with a dead, phosphorescent light like the eyes of a deep-sea predator. The eyes of her new Labubu were glowing in the dark. Lily, in frightened whisper, "What the?" She blinked hard, and the lights vanished. On the shelf was just a dark figurine again. Lily sat up in bed, her breath catching in her throat. Lily's internal voice, "It's a dream, just my imagination, a reflection of headlights. I need to calm down." She kept telling herself this over and over until she finally fell into a heavy, restless sleep. But the morning brought not relief, but an icy, paralyzing horror. When she woke up, the first thing she did was look at the shelf. All her toys stood in their places in perfect order. All except one. The very center spot where the creepy Labubu had stood yesterday was empty. It was gone. No, 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 no! Where could it have gone? Lily jumped out of bed. She searched everywhere. She looked under the sofa, checked all the closets, rummaged through boxes. She even checked the trash can, though she clearly remembered not throwing it away. The doll had vanished without a trace. In a panic, she grabbed her phone and called her friend Alex, a fellow collector. "Lily, it's gone! The Labubu I bought yesterday, it's gone!" Alex, "Lily, what happened? What time is it? What's gone? Maybe you dropped it. Did it fall behind the shelf?" "I've looked everywhere. It's not here, Alex. Last night, I saw its eyes glowing in the dark." "Lil, you're scaring me. Glowing eyes? Are you sure you didn't dream it? You were really tired yesterday. You said so yourself." "I don't know what I saw, but I know the doll is not here." Hanging up, Lily felt completely alone. No one would believe her. She sat down at her computer, her hands shaking. She opened the video she had filmed yesterday. She started watching it again and again, scrutinizing every frame. And then, for a moment, when she moved the camera away from the doll to show the box and then brought the lens back, she saw it. In one single frame, for a split second, the Labubu's head was turned at a different angle. Its empty eyes weren't looking at the lens, but straight at her. A cold sweat broke out on her skin. It was impossible. It couldn't be.
The days turned into a nightmare. Strange things started happening in the apartment. Other toys would be out of place. One day, she found her favorite figurine, a cheerful unicorn, on the floor, and on its plastic side was a long, ugly scratch. At night, she started hearing a quiet, childlike laugh from the hallway. But as soon as she turned on the light, everything would fall silent. She constantly felt like she was being watched. The hundreds of small glass and plastic eyes of her own collection now inspired not joy, but a primal terror. She decided to get rid of everything that reminded her of that day. She gathered the box, the pamphlets, even the receipt from the store, and threw it all in the dumpster outside. She tried to convince herself that it was over, that it was just stress. A week passed. Lily had almost calmed down. She forced herself to film a new video, chattering happily about a new collection she had ordered online. Life seemed to be returning to normal. On Friday evening, the doorbell rang. It was a courier. Courier. Delivery for Lily Grace. Sign here. I'm sorry, but I didn't order anything. It must be a mistake. The address is yours. The name is yours. Paid in advance, leave with recipient. Shrugging, Lily took the small, unremarkable cardboard box. There was no return address. Burning with curiosity, she brought it inside and opened it. Inside, wrapped in bubble wrap, was him. The same Labubu. A little dirty, with small scratches, as if it had been on a long journey, but it was undoubtedly him. His elongated face and creepy half-smile seemed to mock her. Lily's vision darkened. She wanted to scream, but only a choked gasp escaped her throat. How? How did it come back? And then she noticed that something was clutched in its small vinyl hand. A tiny piece of paper folded into a square. With fingers trembling like autumn leaves, she unfolded it. On the paper, in a childish, spidery scrawl, were just 2 words. Play again?